Morning Wildcats, it's Mrs. Graves. I'm here to summarize pages 140 to 160 for you, and I'm going to try and make this super fast. There's a lot going on because it's getting exciting. In chapter 22, this is from Rissa's point of view. She's been observing the comings and goings of all of the people in the airplane hangar, and she warns Connor to look at who eats lunch first, who reports to Roland, and Roland's connection to things going on. She warns him that Roland is power hungry and that Connor is a threat to Roland, and that Roland knows it. Chapter 23, Connor admits to us that he's looking for Lev with every group of kids that are coming through. He's both angry with Lev and bummed at the idea that Lev has been taken to be unwound, and so he's really mentally struggling with that. We know, though, as readers, that Lev is okay, and so, as a writer, don't you think they're probably going to have them cross paths? I think so, because that's going to help make the conflict much more interesting to look at. The whole dichotomy of I'm angry with you and sometimes I hate you, but I'm really concerned about you and care about you. Okay, chapter 24 is from Rissa's perspective. Oh, this is a great chapter. So, what's the best way to hurt a person? By going after someone they care about. And Roland, in this chapter, goes after Rissa. She goes to the restroom during Christmas dinner because she wants some privacy, and Roland watches her go into the bathroom and then follows her. She's splashing water on her face, and she hears the door shut. She turns around, and it's Roland, and she panics. Her fight or flight animal response kicks in. Let's see. She screams, but no one seems to hear her. They have a little chit-chat back and forth, and you can really tell that he's threatening her. And then you hear the door slam open, and Connor's standing there, only he doesn't look like somebody who's ready to fight. And he kind of strolls right in to wash his hands. And this bothers Rissa. She's definitely panicked and expects Connor to jump in and help and fight, and he's just there to wash his hands, and he asks Roland, do you want me to turn off the lights on the way out? And this really ticks Rissa off. Well, anyway, everything ends up okay, but then Rissa feels betrayed by Connor, and they have a conversation, and Connor reveals that Roland let him know that he was going into the bathroom after Rissa. He bumped into him because he wanted Connor to watch him go in there. He wanted to pick that fight. And Connor says, didn't you tell me not to take the bait when Roland wants to fight me? He said, that's what I was doing. And so he's definitely using much more calm and forward-thinking kinds of things to get the upper hand on Roland so that he doesn't just automatically, boom, react and play into Roland's desires. Chapter 25, Connor talks to us, and we find out that that bathroom scene was the hardest thing he ever had to do, to not, clench up his hands into fists and to just react and kick butt. In chapter 26, this is told from the pawnbroker's point of view because we're kind of going back to sci-fi and Lev. The pawnbroker tells a story about how this young, innocent-looking kid shows up, and he negotiates back and forth and wants to pawn a diamond bracelet. The pawnbroker tries to get the upper hand and tells him it's junk, and the kid tells him, you're lying. We know that this kid is Lev, and we know that he stole the diamond bracelet. He didn't steal, but he kept the diamond bracelet from Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi is the one who actually stole it, and Lev wants to get money so that they can continue on their escape. The pawnbroker offers him $500 in cash, and Lev follows him to the back room, and there's this whole power struggle of Lev doesn't want to let the pawnbroker go back there by himself because the pawnbroker has picked up on the fact that he's an unwind and has threatened to call the cops on him. And then the pawnbroker doesn't want to turn his back on the kid because he doesn't really trust him. But anyway, what happens is Lev gets the jump on the pawnbroker, knocks him out by hitting him on the head, takes all the cash out of the safe, and I think he probably takes the bracelet with him too. But he doesn't want the pawnbroker to call the cops on him, and he figures if he knocks him out, then he has a period of time where he's unconscious and they can get away and get a head start with where they're going. And that's where we left off. Enjoy your reading. Bye.